Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We've got our Battle Force documents that dropped yesterday. We're going to talk about our 4 new Battle Forces. They are finally here. They did say it would be the first week of July, and technically that is correct, I guess, from a certain point of view, because you could argue that last Friday was the first week because it was July 1st. But this is the first 7-day period of July, and so we do have our Battle Force documentations. If you head over to atomicmassgames.com/star-wars-legion-documents, or you can just click the link in the video description below and check these out. They are all here. We've got lots of Battle Force documents, plus all of the additional documentation we've got. The missing Gar Saxon card, the Legion transmissions are all down there too if you want to read the articles, as well as the rules reference and errata and all of that information. And you can download these, you can print them out and start playing with these right away, which is very, very cool. And I will say that there are some of this stuff that is really, really nice, and some of this stuff that is below my expectations. And so we'll just talk about it all a little bit. This is kind of going to be a first reaction kind of video, and I'm sure we'll be doing some list building and some theory crafting as time goes on with these Battle Forces. If you guys are new here to the channel, we are still giving away a lightsaber. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. And we're also thanking our sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing Full Metal tokens. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Check them out. You're going to love these tokens. They make amazing prize support. Let your tournament organizers, your FLGS, know about these amazing tokens. And this code, they can get a fantastic prize support. We've got order tokens. We've got aim, dodge, standby, surge, damage, suppression. If you use code Crabbok VIP, you're going to save 15%. And you're also going to get a free Crabbok lightsaber nunchuck token with orders of $35 or more that use that code. So definitely head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. It's summertime. We've got big tournaments coming up. Worlds next year. You're going to want to have some amazing tokens to show off to your friends along your road to victory. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. We've got some different ones. We're going to talk about our Imperials first. This is going to be Blizzard Force. We have the entire Battle Force document here, and the interesting thing about the Battle Force document is that it not only does it have the allowed units, it has the rank requirements, it has special rules, like you can't use Field Commander, which is interesting, because you have General Weiss, who's now a Field Commander. He has been changed to be a Field Commander, but you're going to have to run at least Darth Vader, General Veers, or an Imperial officer. Or you could run Operative Darth Vader as well. But the core requirements for Blizzard Force are going to be Snow Troopers and Stormtroopers, but you can have 0 to 2 Stormtroopers. Now, there was supposed to be a unique new... we have the new Stormtrooper unit. They had said that this was going to be an all-new unit type. And that kind of led us to believe it was going to be a new rank, but it's not a new rank. And so we'll be talking about those. We can take the speeder bikes, E-Webs, and then we can take an ATST. And with Battle Forces, you can't take unique upgrades unless it specifically allows them. So in this one, you can take General Weiss, but that's the only unique upgrade you can take. And reason for that is so you can't take somebody like the Inferno Squad officers or the Inferno Squad heavy weapons and bring them in your Snowtroopers or your Stormtroopers this time. You're not going to be able to do that. Which is kind of a bummer, if you really like to run those with Snowtroopers, which means now since you must have at least 3 to 6 core, you have to have Snowtroopers with Blizzard Force. You have to have a minimum of 1 if you want to run two Stormtrooper units and 1 Snowtrooper unit and then kind of stop there. That's your minimums. But you must include 1 to 2 commanders and operative units. At least 1 must be a commander. So you can't run Veers and an officer and operative Darth Vader for some reason. I don't know if I'd really want to do that, but you can have you can have Veers and operative Vader, or you can have Vader and Veers as both commanders, but you couldn't run you can't run all 3 because that's fine. Core, you must have 3 to 6 core, which is standard. You can have 1 to 4 support units, so you can run up to 4 supports now. You can run 4 bikes, which I have 4 bikes. I'm not gonna run 4 bikes, I don't think, but I could. Actually, that might be awesome. It might be awesome to run 4 bikes. E-webs are more thematic though, and so I really feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are in the camp of they want to run these battle forces to be thematic, and in those folks I don't expect a whole lot of speeder bikes, but then again I don't expect a lot of people to run out and buy 4 E-webs just for this battle force either. But you must at least have 1 support, which is interesting. And then heavies, this one was a little surprise. Each army may include up to 2 heavy units. I was really expecting a 3rd heavy option in this battle force because, you know, in place of, this is where the AT-AT, the AT-AT should have been. And so in the absence of the AT-AT, I was thinking, well, maybe they'll make it up to to us by giving us that 3rd heavy, because we can always take 2 heavies anyway. So like I ran double AT-ST plenty of times before this battle force, and so I feel like, well, what's the benefit of running double AT-ST, right? Well, I guess we'll see. But having the 4th support is interesting. I didn't expect that. You know, if we were going to get something extra, I thought it was going to be an extra heavy as an option, which would have been really, really fun. And then they have the skirmish rank requirements as well. So yes, but now we have our command cards and our new Stormtrooper unit. We're going to talk about the new Stormtrooper unit first. Really don't care about the back of the Stormtrooper heavy response unit, but we have the Stormtroopers right here. They are there we go. All right, so they are 30 points, which is an incredibly cheap. Here, let me size them up a little bit better there. There we go. 30 points for Stormtrooper's heavy response unit. But they look at their upgrades. They can only take 2 heavies, and they must take 2 heavies, which is that's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty wild. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this, for it to be no other upgrades. But they also have Precise 1, and they have Unhindered, which is kind of like they're partially environmental gear. You know, I actually was thinking that like this would almost be worthy of a new sculpt, because to reflect the Unhindered. They still have Surge to Hit. They still have, they're kind of like basic Stormtroopers in every way. But yeah, with the flexible response too, that's going to give you a lot of options. But notice you don't have personnel, so that's going to be a big limiter. And you can't put anything else on these guys. So you can't get free aims with these guys really. Well, so what can you do, right? You can't run Del Meeko, you can't run Gideon Hask. You can run a DLT-19, which is going to give you 2 red, which normally is like, it's kind of, okay, it's great. With Surge to Hit, that might end up going into cover or whatever. But if you couple that with an RT-97C, that gives you a 3rd red and then 3 more white. And then all of a sudden you're rolling, 7 white and 3 red? That's not half bad. Maybe that certainly becomes expensive. But, I mean, we run in 2 heavies, they're going to be expensive, right? The HH-12 might actually see some play here. I wonder if the HH-12 is going to see some play. I don't know. I still won't. I don't think I'll ever use that. I think what's going to be pretty common is the T-21. The T-21 and the RT-97C. I think those will get you your highest die count. And those, it was always, for me, it was always a big choice between which of those 2 I wanted to run. And now all of a sudden I can run them both. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting. You get a lot with those. But and again, they're a core unit. So you're going to be able to use your existing tokens and everything. You don't have to get it, because it was kind of eluded that this was going to be an all new unit type, which I think a lot of people thought, like me, thought it was going to be a new rank. It does say Special Issue Blizzard Force, though. Did I say Blizzard? Blizzard Force. Special Issue Blizzard Force. This the Special Issue Blizzard Force. How many times fast can you say that? This unit may only be included in Blizzard Force, which is kind of cool, because that means you can do more special issue stuff. I guess they could have just made these guys mercs too, but no, you don't want to do that. That's clean. I guess that's an easy way to do it. But we got some new command cards to talk about. We've got Unrelenting Fire, which is our 1 pip, right? It's a 1 pip and orders 2 units. So that is already cool. Enemy units cannot remove more than 1 suppression during their rally step. This isn't going to seem like it's that great, but it's going to be really, really good against certain types of units. It's going to guarantee you if you're running a suppressive build, and I think that's going to be really good with your E-webs that have the suppressive generator. It's going to be really cool for that. But it's going to be also especially good against Wookiees or anybody that has Indomitable. That's a massive boost to anybody fighting Wookiees. And of course, if you'd imagine a whole bunch of snowtroopers with flamethrowers, Wookiees probably don't like flamethrowers too. So it seems thematic. That seems really, really cool. It's not doing anything super, super crazy, but I think it's a strong 1 pip. We've got Overwhelming Barrage, which is E-webs on the art. Great art on all of these, by the way. I love the Unrelenting Fire art. I love the Overwhelming Barrage art. It's a 2 pip, also 2 units. It is once this round, at the end of the activation of a friendly commander unit, it may perform an attack using the following weapon. And it's, of course, it's going to have range 4 out. It's basically kind of like Veers's thing a little bit. 4 black dice, surge to hit, blast, beam 1, immune to deflect, and suppressive. So it's just like it's interesting because this is the type of thing you would normally see on a 1 pip, but now you're getting it on a 2 pip, which is pretty fun. This one would be nice on Veers, because he has sharpshooter, so you can apply that a little bit. At least I think he does. But yes, let me check. Let me make sure Veers has sharpshooter. Yeah, he's got sharpshooter 1. So there you go. Each friendly, and then we've got Debark for ground assault. Each friendly core trooper that is issued an order this turn gains Spur. Now, Spur is cool. It's going to get you really moving fast, but it's going to be incredibly useful for snowtroopers. I think that this is the card that was intended to have you take another look at snowtroopers. Because they can, especially with the upgraded Vader, they can move much faster now and still get steady. They can spur, because you can spur twice, right? You can move, take a suppression, move speed 2 for snowtroopers now, then do it again, and then get that free shot. Very cool. And the weapons of each core trooper unit that was issued an order using this card gain suppressive. So it's 3 units. You don't have to give the unit orders to core units, but you probably want to. I think that ideally this is going to be the card that you want to give to 3 snowtrooper units. You want to run at least 3 snowtrooper units, and you want to be able to move them fast and get them in. This is a fun card. I love this card because I always have been running snowtroopers. I love snowtroopers. I have 5 units of snowtroopers right now, although I painted 1 very, very poorly, so I probably won't run all 5 snowtroopers. But I think Blizzard Force looks pretty strong. Move on. Next, we're going to look at the Echo Base Defenders. Echo Base Defenders look pretty fun. You've got Leia Organa, Luke Skywalker Commander, Han Solo, and the Rebel Officer. You've got operatives Chewie and R2-D2, and you can bring C-3PO. Even though, so it doesn't say unique upgrades allowed. I guess he's a counterpart. It's not considered an upgrade, so it's kind of cool that they included that. For core, you can only take Rebel veterans and the Mark II. So no Rebel troopers and no Fleet troopers. You still got to have core, but yeah, you must run Rebel veterans. So this is like a big push to buy the Rebel pack. I think I don't know how many people are running many Rebel veterans. They're fantastic, by the way. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. For support, you've got the FD laser cannon team and Tauntaun riders, and of course for heavy, you only have the T-47. Now you do have Wedge Antilles as a unique upgrade, but you can't bring somebody like Ryder Azadi or something like that. You're not going to be able to do that. Also, we have the same special rule: Field Commander cannot be used in an Echo Base Defender's army. Now we have a combined Commander Operative again here. If you see this, where it says each army must include 1 to 4 commanders and operative units. At least 1 must be a commander. Now, what this does mean is you can run 4 commanders. What you're more likely to do is run, since you can only run Commander Luke, you can run Luke and Leia and Han and Chewbacca. But I was really I thought I could, this is another thing like where I think it was a miscommunication because I think they were saying you'd be able to run all of the heroes, and you can't. You can't run Leia, Luke, Han, Chewie, and R2. You can't do that. And so that's so that in this way it doesn't feel like it's that different than normal, because normally you could have just run Leia, Han, Chewie, and Luke operative. So you already could have run the same characters. You just would have had a better version of Luke. So I don't feel like this has given me a whole lot. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Each army must include up to 3 to 6 core units. So standard core, 1 to 4 support units for the rebels, so you can potentially get up to 4 Tauntauns now or 4 FD laser cannons. So you must include support. So again, very, very similar to how Blizzard Force is sort of outlined. You can get up to 2 heavy units with your T-47s, so no change to T-47s. I think the big change here as far as list requirements is that if you wanted to run 4 Tauntauns or 4 FDs. If you want to run quad support, you can do that now, which is very interesting. And of course, we have our skirmish rank rules as well. I'm not going to talk much about them. We have our new cards here. Again, there's not going to be any more unit cards. We don't have any more new unit cards to talk about. So I'm going to talk about, let's look at delaying tactics first here. Let's get it a little bigger. There we go. So, that's how I want it. Okay, so delaying tactics is going to be up first. It's a 1 pip at the end of the command phase. Your opponent must choose one of their non-commander units that has a face-up order token, if able, and return it to their order pool. This is not a particularly impressive 1 pip for me at first glance, because I think of this and I'm like, well, I'm going to see that you played delaying tactics, and so, I'm probably going to make sure I issue my command. Like it all depends on what I play, but if I play another 1 pip, I'm not giving it to somebody else. Now this does counter some of the other cards that come out in some of the other battle forces, but it's so very niche. Like it seems like it's not universally good. It's only going to be good like sometimes, and that's kind of for a 1 pip, it doesn't feel that great to me, because like all of the commander 1 pips, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to matter. And even if you're playing like a 2 pip, you can then say, oh, you're playing that? Well, then I'll just make sure I give it to Han and Chewie or something, or Vader and Veers or something like that. So you're not going to, I guess the cool thing is that it can get operatives their stuff back. So I guess that's supposed to be the draw for it. Which it does give it, and that would be really strong. The fact that it can put an operatives token back in is very strong, but not everybody uses operatives. So still, I don't know. We'll have to see how often it gets played, because just by looking at it, I'm not that impressed. But it's, I'm not going to say it's bad. It's just, situationally excellent, but not that impressive overall. We also have Courage of the Rebellion here. This is a 2 pip. It's also 2 units. It says each friendly trooper unit that is issued an order using this card may recover. This is a very good card. I like free recovers. Recovers are awesome. However, it would be a much nicer recovery if I could do it to characters like Sabine, that would really like to recover, and since I can't take her, but it's still going to be good. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good on Luke. Commander Luke, who does not have Master of the Force, that really wouldn't mind a recover. I think it's going to be good on some of that. I think it'll be good on the Echo-based defenders. A lot of times I like to run those with HQ uplink, and they love the ability to be able to recover. So I think there are definitely some options to recover. Like out of what you can put in here, it's not always the best choices for recover. But there's also the possibility that more stuff will get added that will make this card a lot better too. Now, granted, it's still a good card. Recovering is still good, and it allows you to build your list with things like offensive push on more targets, because you're going to get that free recover, and I think that's really cool. So Courage of the Rebellion is pretty solid, I think. And that's going to be good in like all lists. I think this will always be a good card, whereas Delaying Tactics might not. And then we've got Hold at Any Cost. This one kind of makes up for the 1 pip that I was a little bit unflattered by or unimpressed by. Hold at any cost. This guy's he's smiling. I don't know if he's smiling or if he's yelling, but he looks like he's smiling a little bit because he read the card and he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's 3 core units. Each friendly core unit gains an aim token, and each friendly emplacement trooper gains a standby token. So this is particularly interesting because you can have 7 standby tokens that get given out with this card potentially. I don't know how many people will really do that. I think it's something that might happen. I only have 2 FD turrets myself, so I guess if I'm not going to buy 2 more, but I might borrow some for a game. I don't know exactly, but yeah. But I think running 6 core with Echo Base Defenders is going to definitely be a thing. Rebel veterans are good enough, and then if you have the 3 Mark IIs are awesome with a standby. And honestly, so are the FD turrets. And so if you have 7, nobody's gonna, even if you don't go first, who cares? They're gonna shoot. Maybe they'll even split fire, but they're not gonna shut down. Whoever goes first is gonna die. So hold at any cost. Really cool card, and it's also given every core unit an aim token. It's not even the core units that get this. It's every core unit gains in it. Oh my goodness. And so in the idea here too is it's going to be 3 core. You give it to your 3 Rebel veterans, then they get to, also make sure that the Mark II. So this is going to put out all your core are going to get orders with this if you're running, 3-on-3 for your core. 3 Mark IIs and 3 Rebel veterans, which I think will be the majority of the builds for this. Gonna be smoking. Like maybe one of the best 3 pips I've ever seen. It's probably in my top 5 3 pips. Top 5 3. Really good card. Makes up for the lousy 1 pip. But maybe, hey, you know what? That's fine, because if I'm running all those heroes and stuff, if I'm running Luke, I'm gonna have. It's gonna be tough to figure out all the command cards I want to run. But now I've got some great 3 pips though. Great 3 pips. All right, we're gonna run to the clones now. Just do a quick look at the 501st. Maybe my least favorite out of all the battle forces so far. We can take Anakin, we can take Rex, we can take the generic clone commander. Surprisingly, we can only take phase 2 clones for core. We cannot take phase 1 clones. I'm not super crazy about that, considering phase 2 clones were so rare to find once upon a time. I'm not even sure how well in stock they are right now, but hey, wouldn't you know it, they're going to be in that new starter. So interesting coincidence, right? It's the Special Forces. You can take ARC Troopers. Now, it says no strike teams there, but I feel like that should have been edited a little bit. Like it should say, see special rules about strike teams, because in the special rules, you can take strike teams, but only 1 per full unit of ARC Troopers. So if since the Special Forces caps out at 4, you can potentially take 2 ARC Trooper units and then 2 strike team ARC Troopers, but you can't do 3 strike teams. You can only take, you can do 1 ARC Trooper and 1 strike team, 2 ARC Troopers and 2 strike teams. You could do 2 ARC Troopers and 1 strike team. You could do 3 ARC Troopers and 1 strike team, but you can't do more strike teams than you have ARC Troopers. So you have that. You have the support. You have ATRT and Barks. And then for heavy, it's just the LAT LE. And you can take Echo and 5s. They both can go here, but that is going to do it for your unique upgrades. So you can't take like Fox or anybody like that in the LAT LE. So that's something worth thinking about. Your commander and operative are joined together here. You can take 1 to 2 commanders and operatives. You must have at least 1 commander. Yes, so and again, yeah, that is the special rules, is just that ARC Trooper thing. We don't have anything else that's special about this. Okay, core has got the lowest requirement I've seen, 1 to 4 core units. So that's a lot easier on the limited phase 2 requirement. You don't necessarily have. I personally have 2 phase 2 clone troopers. And I was thinking I wouldn't, when I first saw this, I was like, well, am I not going to be able to run this? I'm like, oh, well, no, I can. You must have 1 to 4 special forces. So this is kind of what, I feel like this is the point, right? If you're going to run the 501st, the point of 501st to me seems like this is, you're supposed to run 4 ARC Troopers. That's kind of, because if you're just going to run 3 ARC Troopers, you can do that normally and not, so you're supposed to run 4 ARC Troopers, I think. You must include 1 to 2 support units also, which is interesting to me because I'm like, well, wait, most of the supports are, I mean, they're not bad, but they also kind of exist to help with fire support. And then if you're running all the ARC troopers, you don't have fire support on them. But I mean, the supports aren't bad. The barks are actually really nice. I like the barks better than the ATRTs personally, although ATRTs give you armor. And you can have only one heavy. So you can bring a tank if you want, and I don't think too many people bring double tank anyway. Well, you can't bring any tanks, I'm sorry. Lat LE. You can only bring one out at Lat LE. No tanks. Sorry, 501st. It's okay. But one day, I was really hoping we'd get like a big, heavy, vehicle-heavy battle force. That'd be fun. So, our command cards, we have kind of already seen these, but we'll go over them again. We've got Lead from the Front as our 1-pip. It counts as a 2-pip when you're building a command hand, which is awfully nice. Right? It's gonna, but the problem is there's a lot of competition for 2-pips, but it's still getting you an extra 1-pip, which is very fun. After a friendly commander is issued an order by this card, choose 3 other friendly units within range 1 of the commander, and they each get an aim or a dodge token. So this is Anakin or Rex saying, "Hey, free tokens for you guys," and it's an extra 1-pip, which is cool. Like there's risk. There's risk with running this with Anakin because your opponent might play Anakin's weakness, his flaw card, and then all of a sudden Anakin can't be issued the order, So this one might be a good excuse to run Rex. Tactical planning is going to be 2 support or special forces units. After a friendly support or special forces unit performs an attack against a unit that has a face-up order token, shuffle it back into its order pool. We've seen this before with the Imperial 2-pip, the generic Imperial 2-pip. But it's a very nice card. It's great to help shut down standby. It's good if you win. You're able to go first. Or if you split fire, just get some of those order tokens back into the pool, make it a little bit more random. There's a lot more order control with a lot of the stuff that we've seen lately, especially with units that can, that can give out extra orders on top of everything else, whether it be entourage or something else. And then we have leaders of the 501st. The 3-pip, it is going to be 3 core or special forces units, and this is another permanent one. But it's Anakin or Rex both gain this kind of ability. Friendly units at range 1 to 2 of a friendly Anakin or clone commander Rex gain Indomitable, which is interesting because there is no clone commander Rex. So, and it still says clone commander Rex there. I think because it doesn't say the commander symbol Rex, right? So is there another clone commander? Like this was something that was talked about at first when the card was first spoiled, but like it's clone Captain Rex. Now he is a commander. I believe we're gonna play it. Like this works with clone Captain Rex. I believe. I mean that seems to be the spirit of the card, unless of course we see a clone Commander Rex announced tomorrow, which would be maybe a new card. Maybe Rex is getting a new version. I'm not sure if this is just a typo or because I think it would have to say, commander symbol if they wanted it to specify the commander rank of Rex. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird why they chose to write clone Commander Rex there. I don't know. My guess is there's another Rex coming. And then we have our Separatist Invasion, which initially, I have a feeling that this one was changed because initially it was announced as the Droid Invasion, and it's not a droid. Because you can take Dooku. It's not all droids, right? This was a Separatist Invasion. Again, it's got the special rule: you cannot use Field Commander. Which again is going to be a thing if you wanted to, because you can take the AATs. So here you can take Dooku, Grievous, or the T-Series tactical droid. For an operative, you can take Maul. Again, another non-droid. I like it though because he was initially I had thought that this was just going to be the Battle of Naboo. It's got more than just the Battle of Naboo, but it does have the stuff you would expect from the Battle of Naboo. It's just a little bit more than that, which is fine. I think if I run it, I'll probably run it Battle of Naboo style. You can take Magna Guard, you can take B1s, you can take Droidicas and Stap Riders. Both were present on Naboo. I like that. And you can take the AAT. It does allow you the unique upgrade of the DT-57 Annihilator pistol, which Dooku likes to use. And we'll look at rank requirements. We can take Commander. We can go 1 Commander unit. And then you can include 1 you may include one operative unit. You have to have a commander. So I think if you're trying to do the Naboo, you go with the T series. If you're trying to do Naboo, you go T series and Maul. Right? That's my thought. That's what and I've run stuff like this before. Anyway, it'll be fun. You can do one to, let's see, where's our core? Yeah, we can do, for some reason they have Special Forces first, which that threw me through a loop. You may include 1 to 2 Special Forces units. You must include 4 to 8 core units. Now, they can only be B1 battle droids at this point, so you got to run at least 4 B1s. I have 6 B1s currently. I don't know if I want to buy 2 more for this, but I'll probably give it a try with 6 and then see how it feels. Each army may include up to 3 support units, and you must include 1 to 2 heavy units. So the interesting thing here is you must have a heavy, and you must have an AAT. You can have 2. I think 2 is fun. I think 2 is a little bit more consistent. I think if you run 2, though, you're probably going to have to drop Maul, right? I don't know if you're going to be able to get Maul in there. I mean, I don't know if it'll be great if you did all that, but yeah, this is a good excuse to run double AAT again, because I bought 2 AATs and I think I've only run them once, so good excuse to get these back out on the battlefield again. Our cards aren't half bad here. First off, AI coordination. I like this. I like AI coordination. Let's get a zoom in. All right, so AI coordination is it's just a heavy or a support unit. It's a 1 pip, and each friendly unit, which is only going to be 1, but it's good future proofing to say each, because there could always be somebody who gets to issue an extra card with an order, or extra order with a card, vice versa. Each friendly unit that's issued an order by using this card gains a standby token. So effectively, this is there to put a standby on an AAT. I love that. I love that. It's a repulsor vehicle, so it can do that. It has the hover. And it's not going to take suppression, so it's not losing that standby either. It's the same trick the Republic, likes to do with their tank and Padme and Yoda and all that stuff. But now the droids get to do it, and I love it. Unrelenting Assaulters are 2 pip, 2 core units. After a friendly core performs a ranged attack, if it spent 1 or more aim tokens, another friendly unit ranged 1 or 2 may gain an aim token. This is a really, really fun one, because it's not triggering only off of those B1s that have order tokens or that were issued orders by this card, because we saw some of that, right? It's like only works on stuff that was given an issue by this card, and then you got to like track that somehow. No, it's just starting your chain, right? You're gonna have everybody, all your B1s are gonna have it, and you're gonna get an aim token. You're gonna aim on the first one, and then everybody's gonna gain an aim token. This is gonna be a nice way to get. It's gonna be a nice way to get lots of aim tokens. So I'm looking forward to this one. That's gonna be fun. And then the Unstoppable Advance, 3 core units. Each friendly trooper unit that is issued an order using this card may perform a speed 1 move. This one is interesting to me. It's the B1s don't have anything that really triggers that much off of movement. So I mean, I guess it's okay. Maybe it's a good excuse to use the poison, because you might be able to get a little bit closer. I think the poison gun is going to be a good option when running this one. But it looks cool. None of these look particularly terrible. I will say this though, with Unrelenting Assault and Unstoppable Advance, they are restricted to core. So if you're running that AAT, which again you must, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty. With trying to have your order control, if you're spread out, all over the place, if you've got a commander and you also have an operative and you also have some support and stuff, you may be pulling from the pile, and that can potentially hurt you. So you're going to want to include things to mitigate that. You're going to have other command cards also, so you're not going to be at the mercy of just these 3. You're going to have other cards too. But like I think. If you're taking the Trade Federation battle tank, the AAT, maybe you want something like the T-Series pilot, right? You won't be able to use his field commander, but you will still lose his AI attack, and like that could be really helpful. I feel like in this particular build, that might be something that happens quite a bit. The only time he'll probably get an order is using the AI coordination card, when that's worth it in that case. But for all the other turns, you probably want to lose AI attack. You probably do. Especially if you get injured and you lose an action or something like that, right? You want to. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I like this one. I like it a lot. Again, you can check out all of these over at atomicmassgames.com. You can head over there, and not only these battle forces, but you also have the Shadow Collective's information. The Gar Saxon Legion transmission, the errata, points updates, rules reference, all of that stuff is there. That's where it's going to be. This may change at some point whenever they get a new website, but that's the way it is. I know this was a longer video. We had a lot to get through. We're going to dive deeper into these as the future arrives, and of course, we'll probably learn new things in Mini Stravaganza, which is going to be next week. I'm going to be streaming that, so I'll be streaming during Mini Stravaganza. It'll be a good, fun time. Hopefully, you guys are going to watch along with me, and will be super fun to talk about all of that. That is going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. I will talk to you soon. May the force be with you. Drink water, tie your shoes, be nice to each other, and don't eat too much pizza on Friday night. But don't be afraid of pizza either. Pizza's good. Pizza for you, pizza for me, pizza for everybody.